Though Joshua commanded the sun and moon to stand still, we learn from the Book of Mormon that the day was lengthened and the sun and moon appeared to stand still when the earth's rotation slowed, stopped, or even reversed. This begs the following question. When Joshua gave the command, did he understand the astrophysical dynamics required to accomplish his stated intent? Since the command required focused intent, faith, then at which celestial body was his intent directed? To the sun? To the moon? To the earth? Or to another heavenly body? Fortunately, the scriptural record names the planet Joshua commanded explicitly. The planet was Mars. Before Joshua commanded the sun and moon to stand still, he addressed the Lord. It was to the Lord Joshua directed his command and intent. The Lord, in this case, was not the premortal Jesus Christ, but the planet Mars, called in the Mosaic accounts the Angel of the Lord, or simply the Lord. As we pointed out earlier, Moses and Aaron commanded Mars, identified as the Lord or Angel of the Lord, to send the plagues upon Egypt. Now we know, as did Joshua, that a planet was directly above the earth, and it rained down stones upon the Amorites just before Joshua's command. This was a repetition of the plague of hail during the Exodus. Joshua first addressed the planet that would bring about his intent, Mars. He then signaled his intent to the planet, stating he wanted the sun and moon to linger long enough to finish the battle. The account states that the Lord, again, the planet Mars, obeyed the voice command of Joshua. But we must ask, how did Joshua know to do this? And how did he know that Mars could and would perform the command and bring about the intended results? And for that matter, how did Mars bring about the intended results, the slowing, stopping, or reversing the rotation of the Earth? Joshua knew all these things because he had seen it done before. We have documented the fact that the Exodus was a worldwide cataclysm of stupendous proportion. Mars, at the direction of Moses and Aaron, not only decimated Egypt with a series of calamities called plagues, but also the entire world. The Red Planet then affected Israel's escape from Egypt and Pharaoh's armies by dividing the waters of the Red Sea, allowing Israel to pass through. Now, with the catastrophic interaction between Mars and Earth, it should only be expected that the orbit and rotation of each planet would be affected. Now, we know from Isaiah that when Mars returns to the vicinity of Earth in the latter days, the Earth will be moved and reeled to and fro. Both its orbit and rotation will be disrupted. But we know from rabbinical sources that the sun's position in the sky was repeatedly disturbed during the events of the Exodus. On the day of passage of the sea, the sun reportedly stood still as it did during the time of Joshua. Speaking of the events of the Exodus, the psalmist Asaph declared that the earth was afraid and became still, meaning it ceased moving. Its rotation stopped. The ancient Hebrews apparently knew the relationship between the rotation of the earth and the movement of the sun in the sky. Due to the disruption of the planetary relations, a new calendar had to be instituted. The length of the day, month, and year had been fundamentally changed. The Lord instituted this new calendar in conjunction with the Passover.